honey, you're getting exposure.
I'm a bird, mother. I'm a bird.
Bungie apologized but never paid them.
Bungie apologized for stealing their artwork, but never properly compensated them, and that was not what I was expecting to be the top trending topic in today's Destiny 2 news story, but unfortunately, that is exactly where we're at right now. We're going to cover this because this is a 2-for-1 right now. We have two separate instances where Bungie is using artwork without getting permission from the artist and monetizing it, and therefore having to apologize and compensate the artist.
So from what I remember, one was a whole ass gun, another one was like a whole loading screen.
Really?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And in this situation, there's a claim that's over a year old where Bungie still has not compensated them for the artwork that was stolen from them by Bungie and is literally in the game right now. Apparently, if you're like a new light player, when you first load in, the first cutscene you'll see is this piece of artwork.
What are the chances that Bungie is like, well, we're paying you an exposure?
That's probably what they're thinking, for sure.
That was taken from them. So we're going to jump into all of this. We're going to cover all the details. I know it sounds like a wild one, so let's start from the beginning. The Destiny 2 team posts today saying, we've investigated this with our partner Nerf. We are currently in contact with the artist to make sure they're compensated and credited for their incredible artwork, which is great. I mean, that's the best that Bungie could possibly do, given such a terrible situation. Obviously, someone at Nerf decided to take the exact artist rendition of this Ace of Spades right here, as you can see.
So this was the artist work. This is what Bungie released.
Bro, they literally just inverted.
Yeah.
They took the exact thing and they lifted all of the little minute details from it and put it onto the Nerf Ace of Spades. Now, the Ace of Spades is IP that belongs to Bungie, but the artist renditions of Ace of Spades, any sort of variations of it, like you added all these scratches and all these tiny minute details, this makes it the artist's work to some degree. Like the top piece is the artist's work. Now, the Ace of Spades itself is Bungie's work. Obviously, it's a little bit of a balancing act here because Ace itself is like, you know, this image is going to be like 90% Bungie's IP, right? But the artist adding all those little tiny details to it, it's important, you know, and that actually is an important part of art in general. So
No, I feel like he's being too nice. Like, this is completely ripped off.
can even zoom in.
Like, all these small details are ripped off. Like,
Yeah, he's being too nice here.
yeah.
Of art in general, so we can even zoom into some of these details here, and you can see all the different ways in which this was taken. It's obviously just a direct lift. Now, if the top image was created by Bungie, it wouldn't be an issue, but this is an independent artist making a commission for someone, and this dates all the way back to 2015.
That's so scummy.
So whoever was working at Nerf decided, you know, hey, this is the Ace of Spades, and they just lifted it. Maybe they didn't know, maybe it was an accident. I don't know how you mess up that bad.
No, look, when you're working for a huge company like this, it's not an accident. There's absolutely no way someone would be that stupid.
I mean, you can literally see where the image comes from. It's obviously not one of Bungie's websites, but for whatever reason, this happened, and it is very unfortunate. And Bungie is trying to rectify the situation here, and they did. They actually reached out to the artist. They compensated them properly. We don't know the exact amount. Feel free to guess down in the comments below. I feel like it's probably gonna...
Okay, but how about compensating the person who commissioned it to have the sole propriety on this design? How about compensating that person?
Yeah, they should be having some compensation money going out, to be honest.
Like, imagine you paid someone to design your weapon. You made sure that it belongs to you. And then you find out not only a company stole the design, but also your artist agreed to a settlement. I would be kind of upset.
Yeah.
Like, if I would be the person who commissioned this artist, I would be upset at both of them then.
Yep.
Going to be a pretty substantial chunk of change, though, because, you know, they didn't sign up for the usual artist commission, and they're trying to, you know, be apologetic here. So they probably made a decent chunk of change from that, which is cool, and they obviously deserve it because this is their art piece and it was taken from them, and it's now being sold across Bungie's store. And honestly, if they got a royalty deal on that, that would be amazing, right? But I doubt that's what it is. But now fast forward, after Bungie decides to rectify this situation, this is where the second story comes in, and this
And another one. Right off the bat, you can see
Bro.
it's the definition of I'm gonna steal your homework.
Pretty much.
one's crazy. I referenced this in my last video, if you watched it, which of course you did watch it because you're subscribed with notifications on, and you noticed that I mentioned this wasn't the first time that Bungie stole art from another artist within the community, and I try to use the term stole lightly because, I mean, maybe sometimes this stuff is like accidental. Like, I don't want to necessarily make Bungie out to be like the complete bad guy and all this. Like, they're literally out there trying to take all these artists' work and stuff. Like, I don't think it's probably an intentional thing. It's probably just an oopsie more than anything, but it's pretty bad when this happens, obviously.
This is not an oopsie. Like,
Listen, if it was the first time, okay, but this is the second time.
look, even if it's the first time, the person who they hired to make this should have been fired for
Yeah.
blatantly stealing.
Yep.
Because look, there, I don't think that the Bungie CEO is sitting and telling people to steal our artwork. I'm pretty sure if he would have known, he would be like, "What the actual hell are you trying to pull?"
We don't really know the culture in there. Maybe, you know.
I don't know. I'm trying to give them the benefit of the doubt.
And Bungie needs to fix the situation immediately. And in this situation, they apologized and said they would compensate the artist, and they didn't. So we have right here, I'm the artist whose artwork was used for the witness cutscene from last year. It's been a year, and I'm still waiting for that compensation that you
Wow.
said will be given.
Bro.
Haven't heard.
But honey, you're getting exposure.
That's so messed up. Unless there's a watermark on that, that's not exposure. That is literally highway robbery.
A word since. This is top trending right now in the Destiny 2 category with 4,200 likes. And this is just a reply to the original tweet, so keep that in mind. This isn't even its own independent post. If it was, it'd probably have 10,000 likes. Not as many people are going to see it as a reply, but this is obviously now a big issue because Bungie has compensated the first individual, right? And this was in regards to the Ace of Spades stuff, taking all of their images and then selling that. But now this cutscene is literally when you log into the game, apparently as New Light players, I wouldn't know obviously, but as New Light players, one of the first cutscenes you see is this. So this is like a big integral part of the Destiny 2 narrative. And this image was created by this artist, as you can see here, and then it was uploaded into the game. Like the Bungie devs, the artist literally took this exact image from the Bungie website, and it was one of the creator submissions on the website. Now, to be fair, Bungie does have very strict terms of service, and whenever you upload something to their website, they're able to use your art in any way, shape, or form they see fit, and they're entitled to any sort
Oh, that is messed up. That is such bullshit.
100%.
of compensation and stuff like that, all of the money that would come from that. I don't think they have to pay you for it, but it's a really weird thing for Bungie to like take the artist's work and then like use it and like monetize it and then not give them any credit at all. Like they're not even crediting this individual. They're not
So not even exposure.
Not even.
Also, the submission looks a lot better than the in-game thing.
I agree with that.
compensating them for any money. So obviously a lot of people took a lot of flack with that and they're like, hey, you can't do that, Bungie. Like, that's totally not cool. That's not acceptable behavior. Even though your terms of service might allow you to legally do that, like, the community is really upset about it. Which
But yeah, their forum should be called Adobe Glorified.
Bro.
I legit uninstalled every single Adobe thing I had when they dropped that shit.
Their stock market crashed. Everything.
good behavior to do. And I don't think that everyone at Bungie is like trying to go around maliciously stealing people's art or anything like that. It just sucks when this does happen because it does make Bungie look bad. And there's probably people at Bungie, there's probably the people, the artists that are supposed to be making these cutscenes, who are probably getting reprimanded or maybe even fired for this stuff because obviously, you know, you're meant to do this, you're meant to create this witness cutscene and you're like, hey, let me just, you know, scroll through the art on the... Let me just scroll through the art of the creator's submission art and just copy and paste something for the cutscene that literally becomes the like face of the freaking franchise, the face of when you load in as a new light player. and give no credit to the individual where he got that from. It's definitely a bad look from Bungie. I have no clue why they wouldn't have compensated them for over a year, even though they said they would. Obviously, there's a lot of different people that have been laid off over the last year. There's been a lot of controversy, there's been a lot of drama, so whoever the responsibility of this was laid upon, they didn't take care of it, which definitely sucks because this individual has been waiting. So I'm sure we'll get a response from Bungie soon here, and they're going to be like, hey, sorry about that, we're compensating you too.
But it's messed up that they just put it on the back burner and just out of sight, out of mind.
Yep, until it gets brought up again.
We ever have to talk about Bungie potentially stealing someone's art and not compensating them, because obviously it's not a good look for Bungie. But let me know what you think about this down in the comments below, and make sure to subscribe if you want to stay up to date on all that spicy news in Destiny 2. I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.
Thank you for the video. Also, why the number is jagged?
I mean, jagged.
Look.
I don't know.
YouTube, you drunk?